two more things. First of all, we investigated, with an eye toward implementation, we investigated funding opportunities that the community might take advantage of in order to get some of this work going. Most of these are DNR grants that are available right now. And a couple of them are federal. The Pulling Together initiative is an aquatic invasive species grant. A few of the DNR ones deal with invasive species. They deal with lake monitoring, lake planning. There's a lot of educational components in that, which is not, this is nice because the high school is right nearby. So if they want to get this work done, there is money available. Last but not least, we've had tons and tons of partners, organizational and individual partners, along the way. We're going to leave this slide up so that you can take a peek at some of the individuals and people who were involved. The village of Maizomanie and the town of Maizomanie were really helpful. The Wolf Run Association, that's Fred Wolf and the group that he set up. The Wisconsin River Sportsmen's Club and Becwa, the Black Earth Creek Watershed Association were all great partners. So we're very thankful to them and everyone else on this slide. And with that, we will take questions. And we're all just going to kind of answer them as they come.
Yeah, we have one here. We're just finding out.
Questions? There's something out there. Great.
Do you have a champion, or do you have a village board, town board that really want to get this done and are going to help you implement it?
We've been working really closely with the village and town board of Maizomanie, and also with the Wolf Run Association. We've been working with those organizations that are really tied to the project. The village is really interested in pursuing plans right now, and they have Jewel Engineering working on a variety of issues of the project. The Wolf Run Association has a river planning grant, and so they're starting to use some of that money to really get the project started. Fred Wolf is in the process of turning his land over to the Wolf Run Association to get the stream restoration stuff really started. And the village is really anxious to take this to the next step. So yes, we have developed lots of partnerships with the organizations that are really wanting to continue on with this project. And so we're finishing up our report, and we're going to be turning that over to them very soon, and we'll see what happens with that.
This might be for Lauren specifically. Do you have an idea of the kind of cost of the different?
No.
Different
Okay, go ahead. They didn't do any cost estimates. It would have
Okay.
been great to have gotten there, but that was pretty outside of the scope. I think we were happy that we got as far as we did, but that's really the next step, and I'm really hoping that Jewel can help answer some of those questions.
I'm wondering if you know or thought about anything about what the impacts of on the downstream hydrology of the creek would be of decoupling this system from the creek.
Decoupling the lake from?
The lake, yeah.
They're decoupling the lake from the creek, I wouldn't imagine there would be much, because you have slightly more water, but when you, if we restore the stream, we'd probably account for that, and there's not an especial amount of water even coming from the river into the lake, I think, to even make a difference.
What about temperature?
Temperature?
Temperature impacts? Present versus?
Good thing. Probably lower downstream.
Yeah.
The lake has a negative impact
That
on
would-
temperatures.
Yeah, that would be a positive. Obviously, we haven't thought about this much, but
I never
that,
really connected the two.
that would probably have a positive impact on downstream temperature, lowering it a little more in line with what you would want a trout stream to be at.
Actually, we have had a little bit of experience with the physical section on that. One point is that the water into the lake is going to be completely from the stream to begin with, so any seepage back out isn't going to be that big of a deal. It'll be all contained within the same watershed going right back in. So other than the possible energy expenditures from pumping the water if needed, it's all from the same thing, basically. The groundwater would be cooler water than the stream would necessarily, but when you also accompany it with being in a lake for a certain amount of time, we don't have any exact numbers on the temperature changes, but it should be roughly equated. Yes.
I would like to follow up on that, those questions and comments regarding the thermal regime of the creek. My understanding is at that point of the stream, it's kind of transitioning from the cold water trout habitats to cool water, kind of non-game habitat for fish. And if you could extend that cold water zone, I think that'd be an important aspect to the creek as far as expanding that trout fishery in the area. So I think that's an interesting area to explore yet in your study. Just a different note, some of the designs shown here are filling in the ponds. I say it's a radical departure from what the current pond looks like. I'm just kind of curious how the people of Mesa were reacting to that type of design plan.
You know, we got kind of like stunned feedback reaction during our last community presentation in December, which we took as a good thing. It would be great to get some further feedback. We really don't know which scheme the community wants to move forward with. And actually, in response to the question that Brad was answering before, there is park grant money out there. There is a group of citizens from community members such as the Village of Mesa Many and the Town of Mesa Many, as well as members of Trout Unlimited and the DNR and other folks that are working together right now with those plans to help put together their vision and move the park planning grant process forward. But we kind of left them with this material in December and was like, okay, it's really, we don't want to dictate to you which scheme is preferred, but you know, leave it to their collaborative process to create that vision.
It's my understanding, being in communication with the village and town boards and other things, kind of as a follow-up, that they're going to really take a lot of different things from all of the different plans and kind of combine the best of what they want from each plan and really try to work it out what's very feasible. And they're working with Jewel Engineering to figure out what exactly is realistic and stuff in terms of cost and benefits. So they're really working with that and combine it with the funding that they have and working with this community group. So we don't really know where their preferences are for which map or which design they like the most, but we do know that's probably, they're going to take a lot of different aspects of those designs and probably combine them into something that they want.
Anyone else?
I can show it. I guess I'm curious to know if you had any designs for the stream adjacent to the lake, and everything looked pretty good upstream.
No, we don't have any designs for that area, partially because Mr. Wolf wants to keep some profitable agricultural land, and the way that the land is graded right now, it kind of pitches in that area. I don't know if we have, to go back to that, but there is a zone just south of 14. So there's an easement that we show here, so it kind of widens out And then this is really productive agricultural land for Mr. Wolf. And so this line here represents the easement that he'd like to keep. There is maybe some option to do some more meander here. Actually, what we were discussing was maybe shifting the stream further away from that railroad berm because it's causing some erosion. And in order to create a buffer there, you'd probably want, and the railroad might want, the stream to be further away from their property. And then the land, Mr. Wolf was actually interested in dedicating more land and creating more